Hello Year 12, I hope this video finds you and your families all safe and well. As some of you know, I wasn't well last week, which meant that I didn't get a chance to do any of my live lessons. So this week I was thrilled to get back teaching, and it was so nice to meet with all of my groups and to get a chance to speak to you all. And I was so impressed with the level of engagement from my groups this week. They did really well, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit later on. And so impressed was I with my groups that I was sure it was the case that all teachers would be with theirs as well. So I sent round an email at the start of the week and asked teachers to send me some shout outs of people that had done really well. And I was overwhelmed by the response. There was about 20 different shout outs that were sent out. So I'm going to go through some of them now. So firstly, from Maths and Mr. Lilly. He would like to shout out all the Year 12 mathematicians because they're all smashing it. Extraordinary attendance and high quality work submitted across the board. Special mention to Kai for asking great question in today's lesson. So well done, Kai, and all the mathematicians. And a science shout out from Dr. Tang. He wanted to shout out Arzu, Helen, and Achelia, who've been working really well in lessons. He's only just picked them up this term, but they've attended every single lesson, contributed well, and submitted their work on time every single day. So well done to those three. Geography from Mrs. Bennett. Year 12 are absolutely smashing it. I've been really impressed with their punctuality, meeting deadlines, and organisation with notes. Special shout out to Anika for an excellent piece of writing she just submitted. Have sent it round to the others as a model example. Well done, Anika, that's fantastic. History from Mrs. Springer. The Year 12s who've been engaging have been doing brilliantly, probably better than they do with me. I'm sure that's not the case, Mrs. Springer. Particular shout outs for quality of work, engagement during team calls, and dogged determination to keep up with their learning. And that's to Dylan, Ibrahim, Toby, Siraj, Prabha, Jalika, Aisha, and Lilium. Well done to all those guys. Economics from Mr. Delis. The class as a whole for good overall attendance and bringing a good attitude to lessons and keeping things light-hearted and fun in difficult circumstances. Also to the following students for being 100% on top of all assignments set and producing some really excellent written work that has helped to make feedback for the class as a whole much more useful. And that's to Abigail, Ibrahim, Mehmet, Siraj, Lami, Mazida and Najiba. Well done to all you guys, and I certainly echo what Mr. Delis says. It is wonderful just to get a chance to speak to kids and have fun conversations during these difficult circumstances. Computer science from Mr. Devan. Ali, Kai, Jaden, Kwame, Abid and Hamza all working incredibly hard and asking really intelligent questions about how to improve their understanding. Fantastic work, guys. Drama from Miss Moffat. Toby for excellent consistency with every single drama lesson. He is always dedicated, always gives 100% in his work. He's doing himself proud and we love reading his essays. And then Touche for producing some fantastic research on the Curious Incident and being consistent with her lessons. She also has written some essays with beautiful detail, particularly on costume and set design. So well done, you two, participating really well and writing some fantastic essays. That's great. Spanish from Miss Bendel. She wanted to shout out Siraj and Jaden, who've produced some beautiful presentations. Well done, you two. Literature from Miss Simpson. Arzu, absolutely incredible rate of work, consistency and engagement. Ezalida, extremely consistent, great effort in lessons and great communication with me. And then finally to Chris, great construction of argument and use of critics work handed in. So fantastic work, all you three, well done. Media from Mr. Mac. Zainab has been incredibly dutiful in her tasks, creating what is easily the best storyboard I've seen a student produce, and I'd certainly echo that across sociology and media. Zainab's been brilliant for me. Alam has poured so much effort into hers and is paying off massively. She changed and reformed an idea over a weekend and adjusted her written documents to match it. She's even performed independent research to shoot for the best grade. Well done, Alam. And Alam, loads of your teachers, in fact, every single one of your teachers has been praising how much work you've been putting in, so well done, mate. Ozjan has revisited some analytical tasks and it is some of the best writing I've seen him produce. Likewise, he's having an immensely creative time planning his coursework and it looks splendid. Well done, mate. And in general, well done to all Year 12s who still come to my lessons seeking to improve their coursework concepts with new tasks and build towards what will no doubt be a lot of interesting and successful pieces of work. And actually, I think this is such a good time for a coursework project because you guys have got so much time on your hands. So it's really good to see so many of you embracing that. Sociology from Miss Boyson. Great effort, attendance and keeping on top of work and keyword quizzes. Making lots of progress with research methods topic. And this goes to Lynn, Jansu, Dupe, Alam, Suwani, Helen, Janae. Yeet, Mahima, Eden, Gul, Maj, Tuche, Jalika, Dylan, Lillian, Zainab, Aisha and Fatma. So well done, all of you guys. Brilliant work. Politics from Miss Daly. Fantastic engagement from Toby and Dylan. All tasks completed to a high standard. Not surprising from you two. Literature from Miss Lindsay. Please shout out Ezelaida, Arzu and Najiba, who always complete work to a really high standard in English. Also to Chris and Mazida for excellent contributions during lessons. Well done all of you guys. Lots of people getting several shout outs this week, which is brilliant. And then literature from Dr. Ellis Dunn. Again, Alan being amazing and coming to every single lesson, producing excellent work. Well done, mate. Product design from Mr. Hodges. Fatma, she hit a problem following a CAD tutorial I created for her class. So during the lesson, she contacted me on Teams to tell me and offered other relevant activities she could work on as she was stuck and clearly explained the problem. After calling her back on Teams and guiding her through the process, however, she was able to progress. I think she really demonstrates integrity. She could have easily just given up or left the work incomplete. And I think that really does show integrity from Fatma. So impressive there that even though she couldn't do that particular task, she got in touch with Mr. Hodges to say, can I do something else instead? Tyrese has been working on a Galaxy Tab for the last couple of weeks and keeping up with everything in addition to working with the network team and I to get a laptop with relevant CAD software sorted. After 2 trips to the academy and a lot of perseverance, the problem has been resolved. So well done, Tyrese, for showing real kind of grit and determination there with cracking on with your work. Excellent. And I hope that laptop's working out for you. Spanish from Miss Gonsalves. Shout out to Jaden, Siraj, Shawani and Marlo for 100% attendance, participation and completion of all work set from me in Spanish. Keep up the excellent work. And then some shout outs for me as well. And I've got quite a few at the top here, but I do teach 4 year 12 classes, about 2/3 of the year group. So forgive me for having so many here. But I just wanted to shout out these guys for just being so consistent. I think all of the kids that I'm about to shout out have met every single deadline on time, attended every single lesson and just been brilliant. So that's for Jansu, Eden, Suwani, Kazaya, Alam, Janae, Lynn, Najifa, Mahima, Helen, Kahara, Fatma, Aisha, Zainab, Ezelaida, Lillian, Dylan, Tyrese, Jalika, Tuche, Ozjan, Uga, Matina, Tariko, Christopher, Destin, Philon and Caleb. All of you guys just absolutely smashing it at the moment. You are in really difficult circumstances, but you guys just aren't showing it at all. You're just getting on with things as normal. I've been so impressed with you all. Also wanted to shout out Rebecca, who keeps on trying to improve her work. I gave her a 10 marker to do earlier in the week and she just kept on and saying, can I write this? Can I do this? How can I improve on this? And I was just really impressed that she was still in these difficult circumstances trying to make sure that she's producing her best possible work. I wanted to shout out Tavian and Solange, who I lost for a little while. They kind of dipped out of my lessons and weren't doing so well. But in the last couple of weeks, they've royally pulled it back and have been doing some fantastic work. Incredibly detailed notes from Solange and some excellent work from Tavian too. I wanted to shout out Madge again. I'm just so impressed with Madge at the moment. He has had a few problems with his internet and some access issues during the course of the last couple of weeks, but despite that, he's still been getting his work done. So just so impressed with his level of resilience there. And then finally, I wanted to shout out Cameron. Cameron did a bit of media homework for me. I set a written task for them to do, and Cameron sent me an email and said, "Sir, do you mind if I do this as a video?" And I thought, well, you know, why not, if it's going to keep you occupied? And he produced this video task that was just absolutely outstanding. A really, really, really stunning bit of homework. And I mean this, Cameron. I think it's genuinely one of the best pieces of homework I've received in my 13 years of teaching. So well done, mate. Super impressed with that. Okay, guys. One final shout out I just wanted to make as well, actually. I had the pleasure of doing a tutor call with UEL yesterday, and it was so nice to speak to them, just to have a little chat. We were sharing Netflix recommendations, just catching up and talking about how life is under lockdown. I hope the rest of you have been enjoying the tutor calls that you've had this week as well. So it is bank holiday weekend, which means you don't have any lessons tomorrow, so you've got an extra day off lessons. I hope you enjoy your 3 days. The weather's supposed to be nice, so make sure you get out and get your daily exercise. And I look forward to having some more fantastic lessons next week. Well done, all of you, Year 12. Have a nice weekend.